So, my high school got shut up, um, at the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School.
No
Serious,
way.
serious. Yeah, I went there. And I knew the kid who shot up the
That was
school.
me.
Wait, you were actually like might have been in that fucking grade. Like, were you there when it happened? Cause I
I
was.
was just a year graduated. Just a
I
year.
just
So
graduated.
it was 20, what is it? That was 2017. So I was 17 and I was at university. I had missed it by a year.
Wait,
But
was that the
hmm,
Nikolas Cruz
I
one?
like how you say it like
The
you missed
fucking
like something special, like important.
the Nikolas Cruz one?
yeah, that's him. I knew
No
him.
way.
Oh shit! No way! No way! No way! You! Oh my god! Stoneman.
Stoneman Douglas.
Fucking.
Yeah, Parkland. Yeah.
Stoneman Douglas. Parkland.
All
Oh
right.
shit.
What? No.
Yeah.
No. 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 You were
And
actually at that fucking shooting.
I
The
I
one
wasn't.
where he came
No,
in.
she wasn't.
I
Dude.
wasn't.
Oh my.
I wasn't there, but I was 1 year from graduating. So
But you knew him closer because he was older.
Why weren't
so
you there?
You
Why
probably
weren't
knew
you
him
there?
better
I
than
was.
most.
I had already graduated. That's why
Right.
I wasn't there.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you
was.
meant
I was a.
1 year from graduating.
No, I was a freshman in university.
So he was like
when
a
it
year younger
happened.
than
You were
you.
a junior.
Or no, he was a year
He-
older than you.
He's a year older than me.
Okay.
Did you know him? Did you know him? Talk about
Yeah.
it, please.
He dated one of
Please.
my friends for a little bit.
Okay,
He
how
dated
weird was
two
he?
of my friends for a little bit. I don't know if he was what I would call weird.
You
He
about
was
to start
whenever I was around him, he was just very quiet. He never really said much. He was just like the quiet kid. And he worked at the Dollar Tree right by the movie theater where I used to go a lot. So, I'd talk to him
Uh-huh.
when he was working there. Um,
Did you see any
So-
signs? Like,
Right.
Well,
no, I mean, really, his Instagram was
right, exactly. His Instagram.
concerning. His Instagram was concerning. And I know for a fact that a lot of people had already talked to him, talked about him to Douglas Security, to a couple of the security guards, or have reported like his Instagram account. His Instagram was a little
Fucked up.
creepy.
A little.
Yeah,
Like,
a lot.
Fucked up.
am
a
I
lot.
wrong? Am I wrong? Where
Don't
like,
censor yourself.
was it on Instagram where he posted that shit where he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna like kill them all, like kill them.
No,
I'm
he
gonna
did
kill
not
as many
post that on
people
his
as I can."
Instagram.
Because I saw that
His-
video.
his-
but
his
was that
po-
on Instagram?
No, his
No,
bio.
it wasn't Instagram.
That wasn't on Instagram. That was on Facebook. He
Mm.
posted
Oh, even worse.
his like bio was like Annihilator, and then every photo
Yeah.
was him with his face covered up, and it was like guns. It was fucked. You could tell he was gonna do something.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
and there was pictures of like dead frogs that he had shot on his Instagram too. That said like, oh well, they like attacked my dogs. There was always pictures of guns and him holding guns. So I know I myself reported his Instagram to like Instagram, and then he made his account private for a little bit, and then it was public again. But now it's been deleted.
Holy fuck.
So I don't know if you can find it.
Yeah, no, it's deleted.
Did you-
No, I
so-
looked
It's
up
been
on it.
deleted.
I mean, that's such a
and-
close time frame. Did you know any
Yeah.
of the people that like got hurt and shit?
Yeah, my cousin. Well, she's not my cousin. She's my aunt's granddaughter. So she's like my second cousin, whatever. She's my cousin. She got shot a few times. My childhood friend died in the shooting, Helena.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it was
I heard that
crazy.
one.
It was really crazy. And I was still friends with a lot of people, right, who were at the school at the time. My high school teacher, one of my teachers got wounded. By like she got shot in the arm.
Holy shit. So you know that
Yeah.
one teacher who was like like that coach? I forgot his
Oh,
name.
Scott Beagle.
Yeah.
Beagle. Mr.
The
Beagle.
one who like shielded him,
Yeah.
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 Damn.
So it's heavy shit, but the part that I've seen, like the corruption part. So Maddie, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking about this. So her mother is kind of let's just say insane. She's like essential oil and prayer kind of mother. She's just not, it's not right. Yeah. she's she's not right. But but like in a bad way, not in like a oh she's not right. She's not right. Anyways, I digress. And so what happened was that everybody who was at this shooting at the time received, there was a lot of money raised. So everybody, depending on where they were, if they were injured or not, was awarded like a certain amount of money. So like everybody who was there got like $500 as like compensation, like victim reparations or whatever, from the donation, and then more money was given to like if you were injured to help pay for your medical bills or anything like that. So Maddie was shot several times. She was injured pretty badly, and she got, let's just say, I was going to say close to $1 million, but she got $1 million from the fundraiser that was on the GoFundMe for the victims impact fund to help pay for all of the bills. She had to have a couple surgeries, and her mother, her name is Misty. We don't like her, and her father were divorced at the time, where they were separated, and Maddie and her younger brother wanted to get like therapy, because shit, right? But her mother was like, oh, well, you don't need therapy, this and that, So Maddie wanted to move in with her father, and her father was like, okay, and they go through all the courts and they get all the paperwork. So Maddie and her brother are going to go live with her father. And she got upward, $1 million. So Maddie wants to go to therapy. She needs medical bills paid for. So Missy's ex-husband goes up to Missy and says, hey, so give me some of the money so I can put it aside. Do you have it like set up in a trust for her or something like that? And Missy goes, oh, I don't know. There's probably money in there somewhere. And Missy doesn't have a job. And it turns out that she's building a house for herself in Utah, a $500,000 home for herself. And she's also Mormon, which is why I suppose she's going to Utah, and why she's like a mother. So she considers herself like that's the job, and she doesn't have like a way to bring in income besides like Social Security or whatever it is, and EBT, SNAP, whatever, food stamps. And the dad goes, okay, well, let me see. Give me access to the bank account. And she does. And there's like there's probably, what was it? Like $250,000 left of the $1 million over, it was like a year and a half. She managed to spend $750,000 that quickly, like $750,000. She built a house for her. She started buying all these like designer clothes and whatever, and she used all of the money. So right now we're in litigation. Well, I'm not in litigation, but everybody on that side of the family is in litigation trying to figure out where the hell the money went. I mean, she's building a house for herself and she doesn't have a job, but she's building, like, she paid everything in cash. So that's probably where some of it went. But it's been taking a while in order to get everything kind of fleshed out. And they're trying incredibly hard to keep it out of the public viewpoint, because there would be like a huge amount of backlash that like a shooting survivor's mother took the money that was supposed to be used for like medical bills and shit to spend on herself.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even know they got that much money. I didn't know about the reparation, like whatever you want to call it.
The victims impact, whatever. So some of the money was used to pay the victims. Some of it was used to put in like a little memorial. But the thing is that the school itself has still faced a lot of criticism, especially because the memorial that they had was like a bench that they put up. That was it. So
wasn't what happened like the security guard basically like pussied out and he didn't like want to engage with the shooter at all?
Yes, the school resource officer.
Right.
He pussied out and he got fired because of that. And then you have people like Coach Weiss, who was the football coach and also like a security guard, a security officer, who like literally like shielded students with his body, and he was like a part-time security officer at the school, and then you got this, he's a cop, he's literally like a sheriff's deputy or whatever it was, and he didn't want to go in. And another problem was that the security cameras have like a 5-minute delay on them. So by the time they finally found out, which we called it like the freshman building, but it's like the 1200 building, whatever, because that's where a lot of the freshman classes were. By the time they found out where he was and they stormed the building, he was already gone, and he changed into his ROTC uniform. He was in the ROTC program.
Mm-hmm.
He changed out of the clothes, got into his ROTC uniform to like blend in, and then he took a Uber to McDonald's. And then he walked to the McDonald's, which by the street where a lot of people like hang out. That's like the spot to hang out. And then they finally arrested him like outside my neighborhood, my parents' neighborhood, and the community.
Wait, he was there. He was wearing a student uniform. He was wearing red.
Yeah.
And...
No, he was wearing his ROTC uniform, like the
Is
military.
that the red polo? Because that's what he was wearing.
Was it red? Yeah, it has the polo and it has the ROTC thing on there. They have like uniform days where they have to dress up in the full uniform, and then they have like dress down days. It was like the third Wednesday of every month or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Shit
totally
was crazy.
remember everything. Yeah, I was like actually really into that when it happened. Like I watched like the entire interview he had with like the fucking officer and whatever. And he seemed like very deranged. I guess he was like in a full panic basically. He was just like, "Oh my god," like
I mean, he was crazy. I mean, what sane person would do that, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And I saw
everything. Well, what about...
Shit was crazy.
Right. Well, what about that dude that like shot up the fucking new fucking like the guy in fucking Las Vegas? He shot up that fucking concert.
Oh, the music festival. Hotel. That guy was also crazy.
He killed like 200 people. He killed
a stupid amount of people. I don't know if it was 200.
Well,
he just killed a stupid amount of
But I want to hear like you said your two girlfriends, like your friends, they dated him, that guy? Like what did they say about did they say anything? They're like
well, one of them had to be interviewed by the FBI because they had dated for a while. And then the other one, they had only really gone out on a couple of dates, and she was like, "Oh, he's like too weird." And then she was like, "Hey, can you pretend to be my girlfriend and say, hey, I started dating this girl, so I can't date you because I'm already in a relationship," you know?
Wait, he asked her to do that?
No, she asked me to do that. So I pretended to be her girlfriend. God. You know? Sometimes like we have like signals that you know girls have signals at clubs to be like, hey, pretend to be my girlfriend, whatever.
Right.
So I can get away from this guy.
Because
she was too freaked out to say, hey, like I don't want to date you, because she was worried about what he would do.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I'm dating someone.
Honestly, it kind of makes me wonder like why she dated him in the first place. Like what was about him? Like just,
I don't know.
Just in my head, just curiosity.
I know they had a class together, and she talked to him just because, you know, she was being nice and she didn't want him to like be by himself. But by the time,
like, yo, waka waka, don't fucking pull my flocka.
Well, by the time that the shooting happened, he wasn't even enrolled at our school anymore. He had got transferred to an alternative high school because he was like security knew who he was because he was always like threatening people and getting into fights and stuff.
I see.
No, go ahead.
Did he get his ass kicked?
What's that?
In those fights?
I don't know.
Fucking her?
Probably one.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Actually,
it is crazy. It is crazy.
That guy was such a piece of shit. Though.
Unprotected.
He is a piece of shit.
Unprotected sex.
Did you ever watch that video?
Ass. Unprotected sex.
Huh?
Were you interested like in the aftermath of that? Like,
Coming
did you watch like did you see the video at all with like the officer? Or were you just
He's coming around 12.
I mean, the thing is that
fuck it. Who cares? Let him out.
Like,
leave him out.
Normally I'm into like Normally I'm into like true, like I was obsessed with the Columbine shooting, you know, but there's just something about it being so close and personal that I can't bring
Oh, absolutely.
myself to watch the videos.
That was worse than
I
Columbine.
Can't. Yeah. I can't bring myself to watch it. As a result, though, I was really involved in the March for Our Lives and getting a chapter started here in Orlando. I've been involved in various peace projects ever since, and then also I wrote I wrote a piece in the If I Don't Make It, I Love You. It's stories from school shooting survivors and people who have been impacted by school shootings. And the thing is that I've actually been involved in some conspiracy theories that people are saying that it's a crisis actor, it's fake because
Alex Jones.
Well, yeah,
I was gonna say, what, you don't believe in Alex Jones? The fuck?
No, he's not real.
Do you not think that Obama turned the
freaking frogs gay?
Rachel,
yeah,
they are gay now. That's kind of
the frogs are gay.
Kermit
that's how
has
it happened.
Like a list.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me. Okay, no, that's fine.
That's how it happened.
You said you were personally involved in that, like the.
Well, I had to privatize a lot of my social media and some of my YouTube videos where I've posted videos on another channel, talking about like the school shooting and the impact, because when I was a junior in high school, I was involved in the TV production program at my high school, and the C-SPAN, like the government channel where they do gavel to gavel coverage, they have a documentary contest every year. They have a documentary contest every year called C-SPAN Student Cam, and I did that with somebody. This was when I was a junior, so this is 2 years before the shooting. I did it on school shootings. I did the documentary on school shootings, and I did an analysis of the high school in Douglas, and I talked to a lot of Douglas students. And I interviewed a teacher who would later would be credited with helping saving lives and keeping people calm during the shooting. And then immediately after that shooting, C-SPAN called me and the guy who I had did the documentary with, and they interviewed us over the air. And then ever since then, everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's not a coincidence." Because I placed with the documentary. Like, we received an honorable mention. That's like top 50 in the United States kind of documentary. It's called Target. It's on Vimeo. Wow. But everybody was like, "Oh my God, there's no coincidence." She's talking to students. She filmed students, and this teacher who was like saving lives, and there's no way it's a coincidence. So I had to privatize a lot of this shit. A documentary I made 2 years before the school shooting.
I mean, how pissed were you though if they called you
I was
and
so
your
pissed
friends
off.
too, crisis
I was
actors and everything.
so pissed off.
Yeah.
Actually, I was at the time. I was pretty
pissed
tight.
Enough to walk into a elementary school and shit it up?
No, not that pissed. Pissed enough to turn my anger into activism.
Had to be at least a middle school. You just
Is there levels of severity?
I mean, maybe high school. I don't know. I don't know where you draw your lines. I'm not God here.
That must have been wild to experience it firsthand and everything.
It was wild. It was crazy. And now even I go home for school and you see support for Stoneman Strong everywhere. And there's at a dance studio where one of the victims, Jamie, they do a big fundraiser every year. And it's so weird because there was so many news cameras and stuff, but now it's everybody's forgotten about it. But you can't walk down the street without being reminded.
Yeah, I mean,
you still live there or what? You still live next to where that happened?
Yeah, my parents do. I live in Orlando now.
Okay.
But whenever I go home, for break or whatever, they still live there.
Yeah. I mean, God, that's got to be fucked up for you.
It is fucked up.
Probably. Yeah. What do you think about the shooter?
Did you guys feel guilty at all? Because that guy was fucked. Well, you said you guys reported him to security or something, right?
Yeah, multiple times.
So how did that go down? They just didn't do anything.
I feel like
those kids posting fucking guns on whatever, and they didn't.
Well, I know the police were supposed to be investigating him. And I feel like security at the school probably thought it wasn't a problem anymore because he had been transferred to the alternative high school. But shit.
That seems like a very bad excuse.
Yeah, it is a bad excuse. Everybody's like, oh, he slipped through the cracks, but it was, yeah, everybody's like, oh, he slipped through the cracks, but it was literally like they didn't do their jobs.
Yeah. That's what
So, like, what's up? Like, if he walked in, he was like, what's popping, guys? I'm going to shoot you guys up in a couple of months. Do you think they would have done anything?
Probably not. And he had been making, like, threats about harming people on Instagram for years.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What does it take then? What does it take for like them to take action?
Yeah, right. Do I need to walk in and
probably
be like, hey,
somebody
I'm gonna kill all
them
of you.
actually doing it?
I have a gun.
Somebody actually doing it. That's what it takes. It's always
that'll do.
And they're always like, "Oh, hindsight is 2020," when we've like been telling them about it for years.
Yeah.
Rachel, you know what? You kind of look like a school shooter. I gotta be honest.
Don't listen to him.
No, you do. The hair. It's long.
Do I?
We have like a classmate who was the same kind of way. Like, he was very quiet. This dude always wore fucking military gear and everything. And Brandon here, listen, Brandon here, he talked to him on Facebook, and he was like, yeah, so I'm schizophrenic, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw him on Instagram, same kind of app, and he was like, had a bunch of guns, so kind of like the same kind of situation, like a bunch of guns and shit. And then I was like, hey, we should report him to like the FBI or something, man. Like, this is like textbook shit. Like, he's like posting.
It is.
He wasn't like threatening anyone per se, but like, he like looked threatening. So, and he had like a bunch of like, he had like an AR with like a drum magazine, like on Instagram and everything.
Yeah.
And so, Brandon, are you there? Okay, he's not there. But but he was like.
Hang on, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
My earphones are dying. Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that won't impact.
No. I mean, it's
okay.
It's
cool.
Fine.
All right.
So, yeah, he'll probably be back in a second. But I told him, I was like, yeah, man, like, we should report this guy. Like, what the fuck? Like, he can't just like, we know him. Like, he's been quiet. Like, he's very same kind of thing. Like, he's always quiet. I don't think he's like dated people. Definitely hasn't like dated people. But like, he's like very, very weird. And I told Brandon, I was like, yeah, we should report this guy. And he was like, nah, like, I don't want to fuck his shit up, like, ruin his, like, day or whatever the fuck, like, and I'm just like, dude, like, this guy is clearly deranged, like, he's schizophrenic, like, you can't have guns when you're schizophrenic, that's literally against the law.
It is.
That's number one. And number two,
well,
just
yeah,
like,
it
come
literally
on,
is, yeah.
And my sister goes to the same high school, so, that he went to, so I was like, what if it's like the same kind of situation, fucking, he's like 3 years out of high school or whatever it was, and then he just like, goes and shoots it up.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. That's how it happens. I feel like, right?
That is how it happens.
Just like, oh yeah, whatever. He's, like, it's not gonna. He's just like being a fucking dickhead or whatever.
Well, they thought it was okay because he had left the school, but it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a bad excuse. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure, and I think he got bullied a lot too, or like at least that's what I like read. So,
yeah.
Like, yeah. So. That's like more of
a
reason.
Kind of weird,
you know he got bullied.
Dude.
He got bullied.
He was kind of a weird dude. He did get bullied.
He seemed like a weird dude, at least in like the interview, whatever.
Yeah.
He was a decent guy though.